Comic books, anime, video games, sci-fi. If you've been made fun of for it, we're probably going to talk about it.
Everyone pretend podcasting isn't boring.
This is NerdRadio.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm standing on a parking lot at Twin Pines Mall, and this is temporal experiment number 1.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's Nerd Radio, part of the BPod Studios Network. You can, of course, download us on WRAF.com or wherever you get your podcast, and you can watch us do the show live on Twitch, twitch.tv/.
No. RobLiefeldFeet.com. I knew you were going to try and sneak it in because you saw I was busy over here.
There's plenty of places you can see it. Both are accurate.
But the easier way to get to the stream is RobLiefeldFeet.com.
Yeah.
Look, you have to remember
directly to it. You don't have to twitch.tv it is backslash.
But
and then you got to throw, it's your fault because you got to throw extra letters in. It's Chuck. Your name's Chuck.
Right.
It's confusing because you don't spell it like a normal Chuck.
Right.
The Z is silent.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's because when you sign it, you like to put a little Zorro Z over the H, and
do.
that's how you cross your H. But then you try and digitize it by adding this extra letter in there. It's too confusing.
Plus, Rob Liefeld Feet caters to our many, many, many foot fanatic listeners that
Look, you
are
have
into
to
nerd
remember
stuff
where
and
the I lands in Liefeld. It's very difficult.
Well, this is the other part is you're trying to sabotage our domain by saying his name wrong. It's Liefeld, not Field.
Look,
that's why people are having trouble, and they're like, Chizuk? Do I go to Chizuk.com? No!
What's a Chizuk?
You go to RobLiefeldFeet.com. It couldn't be more clear if Rob Liefeld drew your foot.
Look, I've been calling him Liefeld since like 1992.
Yeah, no, it's going to Twitch.tv. So Chizuk is about as clear as Rob Liefeld drawing feet. Going to RobLiefeldFeet.com is as clear as Rob Liefeld drawing pouches. It's unmistakable.
He's a pouch man, huh?
He's a pouch man.
A pouch man.
Yes.
Pouchist.
I was thinking that for my next...
He's full of sacks.
I was thinking for my next cosplay project, I should try to cosplay Rob Liefeld's Cable with all the pouches, and he had the big shoulder pads that he couldn't turn his head and stuff, and like the giant gun. Like it would take me forever to put together.
I gotta search up an image here.
But now that my hair is like all salt and peppery, like I could probably pull off Cable. I just have to get it cut short.
I think it'd be funnier to go as a foot as drawn by Rob Liefeld. You're just this giant triangle.
Say just a big blob.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go, James. He's got those big old shoulder pads and goofy looking guns.
Yeah, he does look like a member of Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Yep.
I actually wonder if I went onto my Google stuff, if I could find analytics as to how many people have been forwarded to your Twitch stream from RobLiefeldFeet.com.
Probably.
I don't know, but
I have a feeling you really didn't pay the extra charge for.
No. All I did was register it, but
right.
It would be interesting to see if,
Well, plenty of people already joining us this Wednesday at RobLiefeldFeet.com.
Not at Rob Liefeld.
LiefeldFeet.com.
Yep, see?
I'll get it right.
It's like every week we're teaching Chuck how to say the name.
I've got a whole year.
I know, that's the thing. You're going to finally figure it out just in time for this thing to, And then you wait until you see what I register next year.
I was going to say, we figured out last week you're going to forward it from daddymilkers.com or something.
You found an even better one, huh?
Nightdiddler.com.
No!
Oh, Night Diddler.
No!
Oh, man. We're going to expose the truth about Nightcrawler
Rude.
and educate you on
NightCreepyCrawlerDiddler.com.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it as much as I love soft serve.
It would be kind of fun to do a new domain every year. For the Twitch stream. Just yeah.
Well, at least I'm in my 8th year of Nerd Radio, so we got to do something to keep freshening it up every year. Otherwise, we're just bored coming in here. But I've got plenty of stuff to talk about this week as far as Nerds Radio is concerned. Prime among them is that, as I was telling you guys before the cameras went on, I got back last night around 1:45 from seeing The Batman.
Late night for you.
It was an 8 o'clock showing.
Sound check.
Thank you. The movie is, I think, 2 minutes and 55 or 2 hours and 55 minutes long. Jesus Christ.
He's so sleepy still.
I'm so sleepy. But I'll tell you what, it kept me awake through the whole thing. And I'm really looking forward. This is really going to disappoint my wife, Amy, but I have to join Al, that usually when it comes to me and other people's opinions, like usually I'll take the other opinion.
Usually,
people are like, this is great. I'm like, it's all right. Or this is, and I'm like, no, it's the best thing ever. This may be the best Batman movie I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh.
Really?
I have to join in with the choir of people over the weekend saying this may be the best Batman movie.
Are you sure I wasn't mistaken with what I saw on social media? Are you sure you didn't go see it twice? And
I
post
didn't
about it
know.
over the weekend?
I'm
Okay.
fairly certain last night was the first time I'd ever seen it. But there was
Chuck forgot about seeing it.
I like that James mistook a post on social media, and he's like, "No, Chuck, you went twice. I didn't misread the internet. You went twice, and you forgot it."
I didn't even post about going last night, much less over the weekend. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's definitely like it's. I don't want to say it's dark because lots of people say it's dark, a movie is dark, but like it's brutal. Some of the action sequences, the hits that people take are just brutal. I really like Robert Pattinson as Batman. He's a little emo as Bruce Wayne.
That is the most common review that I have heard. Is good as Batman, leaves little to be desired as Bruce Wayne.
But I will say that they do establish early in the movie that he is early in his career as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So, like any misgivings you have during the movie kind of make sense because like he's only been doing this for like 2 years.
Sure.
So he's good at some parts of it, but not at all the parts.
Yeah.
So
there's definitely room for improvement with his depiction.
I don't want you guys to answer the question.
Okay.
I want to see it for myself.
Hell yeah.
But I keep hearing about how dark it is, and there's a part of me going into the movie wondering if I'm going to see Batman kill somebody, because in those early comic books,
sure,
you see him just like drop a guy off a cliff,
right?
It's like 1939, and
yeah,
they're just killing people,
right?
So I'm curious. It's dark, and just knowing how the comics were, that's something he did. But then later, obviously, he tries to preserve life, and he just locks people up. So I'm curious to see, but I don't want you to say whether he does or not.
No, I won't. There's definitely plenty of stuff. It's not like going to a Marvel movie where it's like, oh, I can't mention this cameo, or oh, I can't mention this character shows up because it'll ruin it, kind of thing. But there are scenes in there that I am glad I got to experience for the first time.
Gotcha.
Seeing the movie, and I wouldn't want to ruin that experience for anyone else. I will say, it really crystallized in my mind why I'm a Marvel guy and not a DC guy.
Really?
When it comes to comics. And it's because watching that Batman movie, I enjoyed that Batman movie. I enjoyed that version of Batman. But if you told me that version of Batman exists in the same universe as Aquaman or Superman, get out of here. Get the hell out of here. That's ridiculous. That version of Batman playing well with any version of Superman doesn't work. Like, I don't believe you. But if you tell me that a kid got bit by a radioactive spider and climbs walls and then exists in the same universe as a guy who has lasers that come out of his eyes, I'm like, yeah, of course, naturally.
And you live in a world where if a guy could just disapparate and apparate in a different room, he wouldn't be a creepy molester.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
all right. Priest, and that's when they.
Amy still really loves the Christopher Nolan movies. That's what
honestly I do too.
When we were really leaving, I was like, "So what did you think?" And she was like, "I'm not saying this version of Catwoman is bad, but she's not the version of Catwoman that Amy was used to."
Mm-hmm.
And she, as we were discussing it, I was like, "Man, you really, really love The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, don't you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I love those." And I think if she watched this movie as much as she watched those movies, because they're like comfort movies, you just put them on in the background kind of thing. And I think if you put this movie on in the background a few times, I certainly would put it on in the background
if you can see it.
If you could see it, yeah. I did go to a Dolby, the special Dolby showing where it's like supposed to be a little bit clearer, and the sound was friggin' loud, and it wasn't cool about that.
Too loud for you?
It was too loud for me. It was way too loud for me.
Oh, my ears. Batman's so loud.
As I get older and my hearing gets worse and
Turn
worse,
the volume down.
I go in the opposite direction and turn the volume down on stuff, so I have to concentrate to focus to hear it instead of just turning it up, blasting people out with whatever I'm listening to. No, it's great. It's great. It's really great. Even if you're lukewarm on DC movies, as I have been, you owe it to yourself to see it. It is really good.
Yeah, well, that's good news, but also makes me a little nervous because, as you said, you tend to go against the grain. And
everybody this weekend that I saw on social media, all my friends, everybody that saw it was like, best Batman movie ever. Best Batman movie we've ever seen. And I was sitting there and I was
How
like,
did you feel?
This is all right. This is pretty cool stuff. And then there's
I'm gonna word this just for you, James. How'd you feel about the length of it?
Yeah. You like them long?
I would prefer it to be shorter, but I did not feel how long it was.
He's not a Batman size king.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
Did you find it was harder when it was longer?
The longer it went, the harder it became.
Okay.
It's
All
hard,
right.
hard to take the longer one, huh?
Yeah.
And then the climax was, like you had
Was
to
it
be,
a mess at the climax?
You had to be
A little bit
prepared
messy?
for it. You
Kind
had
of
to
drawn out.
It cleaned up really, really well.
It did. Okay. I mean, that's.
We're still talking about the Batman, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Making sure.
Yeah.
I mean, a nice cleanup is a really good compliment. Yeah.
I will. The one thing I will spoil for anyone who has not gone to see it yet: do not stick around for an extra credit scene.
I've heard that as well.
There is one at the end. It is not important. You are not missing. You were literally not missing anything.
Did you visit?
Do not stick around for it.
Did you visit what they show you?
I didn't.
Okay.
No,
me
because
neither.
it just flashed in the screen for a second.
But I believe you see exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Earlier in the movie, I just forgot what it was, and I never went and checked it out.
Yeah, I have to say, I was down with all the casting. I loved seeing John Turturro in the movie as Falcone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Falcone.
One of my Transformers meme groups has all weekend since we found out he was in it has been quoting his lines from Transformers and putting it over pictures of him in the Batman.
That's
yeah.
funny.
This Transformer is cool.
That's one of the lines he says too.
Right. And I like the use of Something in the Way. The Nirvana Something in the Way.
Yeah.
With the orchestra behind it. I thought it was really cool. Valiant Summer says, this week's title, how many sexual innuendos can we fit into one segment? But speaking of the Batman, apparently...
The longer it is, the less we can fit.
Well, that's true.
Unless you get deep pockets.
The Batman opened at 128.5 million.
Wonder if Liefeld drew those pockets.
It's Zach Man.
And which does not match up to The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises opening weekends, unfortunately. But I think this people are going to go to see this movie, if not multiple times. Like, this movie's going to have some staying power in the box office. I think people are going to go next weekend because they heard this past weekend, oh, it was really good.
Yeah, but I think eventually it's eventually going to die off only because it's such a long film. I feel the length, to me, I understand why it's that long. There's some stuff that they need to show you to make it that long.
Sure.
To understand what Batman's role is in Gotham City.
Yeah.
Is he just some crazy deranged vigilante? Is he a hero? Like, what's his deal? They have to show you that little extra on there for the story. But I feel like that's what was really going to hurt it from doing even more in the block. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think that's going to hurt ticket sales in the long run.
It's because some of those ticket sales are multiple viewings.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's that long, you may have loved it, but still like, I'm going to wait until I can.
Right. Do you really want
to go to the bathroom?
Sit through it again?
Yeah, especially if you said you went and saw it at 8 o'clock, you didn't get home till almost midnight. Or
right.
Whatever. Like that, to me, I can't. It's hard for me to peel off 3 hours.
Oh, 100%.
To go and do something. 3 hours. Oh my gosh, it's double. The amount of time I would need just to go see a regular movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm dreading how long this movie is. I have plans to go next week while I'm off.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the few things, superheroes that I've mentioned before that Whitney's actually into. So she wants to go see it in theaters.
I would say in theaters too. It doesn't feel like it's 3 hours.
No,
you don't feel like you've been sitting there for 3 hours because they keep it. The pace is very well done, and the story and the stuff that they're showing you is very entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's,
you
you
had
walk out,
mentioned
like,
that,
oh my God,
but you had also mentioned, James, that there were times that it felt like it was ending and it kept going.
Yeah.
And that's a big pet peeve of mine in movies, even when I know it's not the ending. Now, I've actually had people argue with me on this, and it's been a long time since I saw Return of the King. But I felt like that movie had multiple false endings when I saw it in theaters. And I know the story from, having gone through the Lord of the Rings before. You know what I mean? But like, I knew it wasn't the end of the story, but it still felt like the end in the movie, and then it would go on for another hour, and I hate when that happens. So that might be a big problem for me when I see this. It might not, but I don't know. We'll see.
Sorry, I was looking something up.
It's about time I got my comeuppance.
I can't
How many
wait.
times have I ignored you on this podcast?
I can't wait for you to go see it, because I can't wait to have like a spoiler talk with you guys about it, because like there's stuff that happens in the movie that I was like, oh, this is really cool, and oh, I like what this implies, and I like how this worked, and I am excited for a possibility of more of this.
Absolutely, yeah.
This line of Batman movies.
Well, I'm with you. I hope it leads to more, and I believe they're kind of trying to set that up, but that could just be wishful thinking, on their part to just get the ball rolling. Let's keep it kind of open-ended so we can possibly go down this road, but we don't also have to go down this road, so to speak. And I love the new take of the Riddler, and if they are able to do... he's not this crazy kind of flamboyant guy in a green jumpsuit.
That guy killed it.
Like
he was
more
fantastic.
of a modern type kind of.
I also love the new
Riddler.
Commissioner Gordon.
So yeah, he's great too.
Yep, that guy as Commissioner Gordon is fantastic as well. Everybody was great.
Who was Commissioner Gordon?
I can't remember.
Gentleman
the actor.
from Westworld who plays like one of the scientists, African American man.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think what other movies he's in. He's
Was
very
he
good.
in,
Jeffrey Wright.
I don't know the name, but if it's who I think it is. Oh, yeah. He was also in Boardwalk Empire for a little bit.
Andy Serkis, great as Alfred.
Yeah, that's the dude that plays isn't it the guy that plays Gollum?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just mentioned Lord of the Rings. That's funny, but I've been going through them again, audiobook version, and I found one that he reads.
Oh, that's great.
It's so good with him reading it because he has these vocal abilities.
Yep.
So he's got different voices for the different characters. His normal speaking voice is a good voice to listen to. And of course, when you encounter Gollum, he does the Gollum voice.
Yep.
And out of all the actors, I guess I would love to sit and listen to Sir Ian McKellen read to me. But other than that, of all the actors, it's at least I get the Gollum voice, you know? So
and think of it too, how insane is it that in 1 year we're going to see 3 or 4 people as Batman between the movies and television shows and everything that's established, because they just released the trailer for that Super Pets animated movie that's coming out. The voice of Batman in Super Pets is Keanu Reeves.
Is it?
It is. The voice of the Bat Dog is hold on. I just had it in front of me. Son of a bitch. Kevin Hart.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Hart is the voice of
It's an interesting combo.
Yeah. But
Keanu and Kevin.
Keanu as Batman is pretty spectacular. If you get the chance to see the in fact, I've got it right here. I think I can. There you go.
It's coming through the TV, huh?
Yeah.
I guess I could have looked this up on YouTube and played it for the audience here.
Yeah, well, they just have to suffer in silence.
Hopefully they can get some of the audio off our mics.
That can't be sanitary.
I do like that everyone's pointing out too that all the posters for it, Dwayne Johnson's name is bigger than
Can't be sanitary.
There we go.
is bigger than the name of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it? They got The Rock's name on there bigger than everybody else's, huh?
Yeah, everybody's like, I can't wait to see Dwayne Johnson.
Technically, he flies.
And he plays Superman's dog, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Except for Robin and Alfred, Commissioner Gordon.
There was a little Keanu for you.
Morgan Freeman played. What do I have here?
Squeezy Bruce.
Squeezy what?
Ooh.
Better be a licensed toy or I will freak out.
There you go, Keanu.
Yep. It's pretty good. It's pretty good Batman.
He is a good Batman. Based on that one last line.
Yeah.
Right. I think I was saying before we went in the theater too that it makes me sad that we're probably only a couple years away from the Christopher Nolan Batman voice like going away and being like, yeah, that was 10, 15 years ago.
What do you mean when I talk like this?
Do it in my voice.
That can go away.
Do it in my voice.
This one you can't answer. Does Pattinson speak like that at all?
He does have a little bit of
tinge.
gravel, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's one of the ways that I think he's not a good Bruce Wayne is that he's so focused that he's not keeping up any appearances whatsoever.
Uh-huh.
So it would be extremely easy to have an encounter with Batman and then have breakfast with Bruce Wayne and go, wait a second.
Yeah, and I thought there was a moment where they're going to reveal that because there's a moment where he kind of introduces himself in the same way.
Yeah.
As Batman and as Bruce Wayne to the same people.
Right.
But they never catch on. I was like, they don't remember that same thing happening?
Though I will say, if 2 years of COVID and wearing masks has taught me anything, it's exactly how face blind everyone can be.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Because I have seen people in public that know me on a friendly basis while wearing my face mask, and they have no idea.
Walk right by, yeah.
And I'm like, I know that was so-and-so, and I'm going to call them out on it the next time I see them. The fact that they had no idea it was me. So yeah, if you got anything from that, go and see the Batman. It's long, but it's a lot of fun. One of the reasons it was long is because
but a lot of fun.
There was 20 minutes of ads before the movie even started.
Really?
20 minutes. At least 6 of those ads were for the theater I was in.
And they started the ads right at the time the movie's supposed to start?
Yes.
Or did they started 20 minutes
They
before
started
the
at
start
8
time?
o'clock.
Oh, my goodness.
And the movie did not start until like 8:20, 25.
I guess that's one of the benefits of going to when you get those invites for the press screening, just to go.
Right.
Because you don't sit through all that stuff. I think there was a trailer for some other DC movie coming out. And I think there was one trailer and then it went right into the movie.
They showed that DC trailer that showed all the scenes from like Black Adam and Flash and
That's what they
Aquaman.
showed,
It's all
yep.
supposed to come out. They showed a couple of different trailers, one of which was the full trailer for the Nicolas Cage movie, The Unbearable Weight of Massive
Oh, they showed
Talent.
that trailer?
They did.
That's funny.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah, I'm actually
It's gonna
looking
be
forward to that.
so
I got
good.
an email from the movie company about some new trailer for that just got dropped today, I believe.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. It looks so much fun between him and Pedro Pascal playing like the guy who's a huge fan, but is also like a massive drug dealer.
Yeah.
It's amazing, amazing stuff. And I did have, it certainly wasn't a fart guy, but I did have a guy in the theater that I wanted to murder.
Oh,
He
man.
was sitting in front of us and at one point decided to sit back with his arms up
Oh,
in the
no.
air.
Smelling like onions.
No, it wasn't a smell. It was just a matter of like, I had to look at this
Oh, man.
for like 5 minutes. I had to look at a dude's like a forearm and hand in front of the screen in front of me.
Like, down in front, please.
Yeah, I wanted to
Yeah.
kick the chair and be like, dude.
See, you put your forearms up like that. I'm going to tell you to put your hands down. I can't see the screen, but it's hard to,
Goddamn hands down.
without sniffing someone's actual ass, saying, hey, stink ass.
Yeah.
Why don't you go fart outside? Leave it there.
I just read an article too. While we're talking about movies, you know, Hugh Jackman was Wolverine for
He was?
20 years.
Yes, yes.
He almost didn't get that role.
He almost lost it to Danny DeVito because he was too tall, right?
Well, there is that. No,
That's what I
he almost lost it because he's too nice.
He's too nice.
They were like, I can't picture this guy being Logan and being a jerk.
Come on now.
And yet he did such a good job.
He
at
did.
that.
I just noticed that the Logan movie was on Hulu the other night.
Oh, really?
I watched like the first half hour
Oh, I
of
need
it.
to
I
go
was
back and
like,
watch that one
oh,
again.
this is so good. Such a great movie. All right, well, let's take a short break. When we get back, who's still watching The Walking Dead? We'll tell you more about that, as well as some announcements Walking Dead-wise, and a bunch of video game announcements, including how you can score over 900 video games for $10.
Ooh.
And it has nothing to do with piracy.
Good.
It's all next on Nerd Radio.